Let me go.
You said Steel. What's Steel's stream name? Isn't it like Steel Town Kill
Town
6?
Kill 6, yeah. At channel. Bears, Panthers. With me, Alex, and Ben.
Oh, they're starting, by the way. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just typing out the at channel real quick. Okay. Oh my God, they are actually starting. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know that no one's in here yet, but oh my God, he's got to turn off his commentary.
Fucking damn it.
Everyone forgets to do this.
Yeah,
and he asked me if he was good, and then they started anyway. Why?
Are you DMing him?
I just told him. It's whatever. All right, well, you know, a shaky start to the stream, but ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to the wildcard round, the second to last matchup of the wildcard round. I am joined by we got a 3-man booth this time. I'm joined, first off, Buffalo Bills user, young Alex. How's it going?
What's up? It's going well. How about yourself?
You know, I've been better, I'll be honest with you. And I am also joined by the number 1 seed in the NFC, the man who you just heard help commentate on Red Zone just about an hour ago. Ben, how are you today?
I'm excellent, feeling good, excited after the first couple games that we got, expecting another great one here between two fierce competitors.
It's going to be a good one. Now, of course, you know, there was no way to know that King was going to beat Dan by 4 touchdowns. We can get into our thoughts on that in a little bit if you want. But honestly, heading into these playoffs, heading into this wildcard round, other than the Alex Bowl, I think this is the game I was the most excited for. Reason being, I see this as a pure toss-up. I really have no idea who's going to win. Like, this is the most 50-50 I've felt maybe about a game I've commentated all season long. I'm going to go with the Bears by a field goal. I think Carson Wentz and company are going to eke this one out. But I'll start with you, Alex. What's your prediction for this one? Who you think's going to take it?
It's so hard. I truthfully don't know. But I guess if I had to pick, I think I would take Steele. His man defense is crazy. And I don't think T-Mass has like a burner to beat man. So I guess it'll be interesting to see if Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp can get open.
What do you think, Ben?
My instinct certainly says Steele, but I would not be surprised if we see C-Mass just come out and ball out and win this one fairly easily.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it's anyone's game right here, and we start with a 2-yard run up the middle by Darius Geis. One of the most unbalanced offenses in the league. This is the second worst rushing offense in the league in terms of yards per game, but this is also an offense that is carried primarily by Carson Wentz. And as far as burners go, you're right, Alex, they don't really have any, but Cooper Kupp is one of the best route runners in this league. If he gets isolated on one side of the field, you can expect him to burn anyone on a timing route. 3-man rush, Carson Wentz drops back. May have had the corner route open there briefly, but he will roll out and end up throwing that ball away. Kind of an inauspicious start here for the Bears, 3rd and 8. And
yeah, it's going to be interesting. Steele's defense is like crazy athletic. They have Chin. They have this Hartsfield dude who's like 6'3", 90-something speed. So I'm really interested to see C-Mass's passing attack, which started off very well and kind of ended meh. But I want to see if he can recapture his early season magic against a defense like this.
Yeah, it's definitely been a tale of 2 halves. Weeks 1 through about 10 or so, C-Mass was very different from C-Mass the remainder of the year. And honestly, a lot of it was spurned on by his loss to you, Ben, a game that came down pretty much to the wires. Carson Wentz will drop back, goes to a corner route, goes to Cooper Kupp, and he comes down with it into double coverage. That looked like a bad read to me. I mean, he had the flats wide open, ends up going to Kupp, and he comes down with a huge contested catch there, 1st and 10.
What a play. I thought that was a pick. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper Kupp, he was, put on the trade block, I think, before the season started. C-Mass was trying to get rid of him. No one wanted to take him, and now he's one of the leading receivers in this league as we have a switch screen to Darius Geis, and Darius Geis unable to get past the first level, but it's a game of 3. And we're going to see, I think we're going to see Chicago get pretty creative in terms of how they use Darius Geis in the passing game. They don't do like a Phil level of like targets to the running backs per se with Philip Lindsay, but you can expect to see him on a couple angle routes, a couple flats. It'll be good stuff here, I think, for the Bears in terms of how they utilize Geis.
I mean, Geis, I'm pretty sure led the league in receptions. So I would not be surprised to see a Phil type offense today.
You may very well. And Darius Geis breaks a tackle. A beautiful truck there. And Carson Wentz company are rolling here early. A nice drive to start things out. And King saying he's sitting in line at ice cream. And then Connor, yeah, King, I have some stuff to account for. I did not give you a chance against Dan, and I apologize for that. Huge win. Wozy subscribes to the Better League Network. Thank you so much, Wozy. Wozy pulling off, I mean, not as big of an upset as King Dan, but a pretty big upset all the same against the number 2 seed. And the number 2 seed here, Austin, I was about to say, is we have a handoff and an immediate block shed of those D tackles with those abilities, and he gets tackled for a loss of 2.
God, Derek Brown is so insane. I remember playing him, and it was so frustrating because every few plays he just blow it up, and there's nothing you can do about it because you can't really double team and run.
Yeah, it's tough. You got to try to ID the mic or something, but yeah, it's those abilities with the interior D lineman will get you there. So we have an immediate dump off there. It's Tyler Eifert. Eifert gets depleted, but a gain of 11 make it a far more manageable 3rd and 1. Ben, what are you seeing here from CMAS so far in terms of his offensive approach?
Yeah, safe offense so far, which is really true to how he's run his team thus far this season. I think we see a lot of guys today. He was, as you all alluded to, 3rd in the league in receptions this year, 1st among running backs. So I expect to see a lot of him in the passing game today.
Whole lot of Darius Geis in the passing game as we have a stretch and has blocking. Look out, Darius Geis gets past everyone except one too many truck animations there. Could have had something, but that is a gain of 15 and a 1st down. And Chicago finds themselves in the red zone.
I would just like to say these Bears jerseys are absolutely fire. I love these.
Yeah, Chicago Bears jerseys, some of the best in the league. It's beautiful stuff there from Chicago. And I will say, CMAS, we saw him struggle mightily against Cody just a couple of in-game weeks ago, I should say, in a Better League Network commentary. But so far, doing a much better job here of exposing Steel's defense as we have an RPO and a handoff to Darius Geis. Darius Geis looks like he was a little uncommitted there in terms of which hole to take. But, I mean, the blocking was so good, he got a gain of 7 anyway.
I feel like this happens every single time, but what are your thoughts? Who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, I mean, if you've been listening, you would have heard me predict a slight CMAS win earlier, but I don't expect much from you. It's all good. 2nd and 3. No, you're good. 2nd and 3 at the 5. He comes out in a trips concept here. It's like trips tight end, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. So we have a handoff and an RPO, and Carson Wentz takes off. Bit of a risky decision there on the goal line like that as Brian Burns wraps him up for a loss of 2.
Definitely an interesting play call.
Yeah, you could kind of see it coming with the trips to the left and the back-to-back RPOs. And, you don't want to take too many hits with Wentz. He's prone to fumbling.
Oh, he sure is, and CMAS will let you know about that. 3rd and 5 here at the 7. Red zone efficiency was a gigantic problem for CMAS against Cody week 17. We'll see what he does here as he drops back. No one is open, forced to throw it away. In 4th and 5, I expect him to be safe here and take the field goal.
Yeah, this is definitely a big stop from Steele. He looked like he had a good drive going together, CMAS, but good red zone stand.
Kick is up, kick is good. 3-0. A pretty conservative drive overall from Chicago, helped out by a contested catch from Cooper Kupp on 3rd down on a corner route. And now, for the first time today, Teddy Bridgewater and company will take the field. Now, I'll ask both of you, I really have not had the pleasure of watching much Steel games, many Steel games, I can't speak. What is your expectation from Steele here in terms of his offensive approach?
Well, I did have the amazing opportunity to play Steele and beat him, but I expect him to try to run the ball a few times, and once he sees that it's not really working, he's going to completely abandon it. But he's also a very talented passer and has a lot of speed, so I think this one could get ugly.
Then I'll get to your thoughts after this play. He takes an immediate corner route into coverage, and DJ Moore comes down with it. And look out! Too much speed! 2 Mets burners! Touchdown, Panthers!
Like I said, just a lot of playmakers on this offense.
Whole lot of playmakers. And Ben, I was going to ask you your same thoughts, but a 1-play touchdown here from Steele. I mean, are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see more aggression? Or are you expecting a more conservative approach from Steele moving forward?
You guys both just said it. It's the speed. It's the speed on both sides of the ball for this Panthers team that's made them so special. I mean, yeah, they've got guys that are really good players, just like DJ Moore, who's finally back from injury. But I mean, even outside of him, they've got Curtis Samuel, of course, Christian McCaffrey, and a ton of speed on defense. That's been the calling card for Steele this year.
Absolutely. God, I've announced too many games today. Yeah, DJ Moore with a really nice contested catch and 75-yard touchdown there. And now Carson Wentz coming to take the field. Got to feel like they just got punched in the mouth, but I trust CMass. I trust him to calm down here to know that, it's just one play. It's just one touchdown as he will dump it off Montgomery. Montgomery able to fall forward for a gain of 5. Yeah, very conservative approach from CMass so far. And I have to say I like it. I mean, I think, one too many deep shots from him against Cody in that Week 17 game. And so far, I think this general approach from CMass is very solid. We've not really seen many risky passes, with one exception to Cooper Kupp, as he goes once again to the flats, and that is another drop. Shout out to Jesse on that one. And we have a 3rd and 5.
No, I definitely agree. I like the conservative approach, but the thing that worries me is we have seen CMass freak out and lose his cool. So I think if he plays this conservative approach and it doesn't go well for a few drives, and Steele continues making big plays, we may see a big game or a big win from Steele.
Immediate dump off to Cooper Kupp, and he gets decleated, but not before getting the first down. Only a 3-man rush from Steele. That'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's got a lot of superstar abilities on that D line, but at the same time, this Bears offensive line is no slouch either, and able to easily pick up a 3-man rush and allow a relatively easy first down there for Carson Wentz, and we will see what he does here moving forward. 1st and 10 is he drops back once again, immediately goes to the flats once again. This is Cooper Kupp, able to reach for it. I think they're going to give him the first. Yes, they do. And yeah, again, extremely conservative so far.
Yeah, I don't think he's done the best. Oh, sorry, you go back.
No, you're fine. And you're exactly right, Connor. Except for that one pass he had a Kupp on the corner route, it's been conservative. And that's really where CMass thrives. The question just comes to kind of what you alluded to earlier. How can he do in the red zone?
Yep, it's going to be all about that red zone efficiency. As he said, CMass has no problems driving the ball downfield, but it will be all about, whether you can turn red zone opportunities into 7 points. Nice little outside handoff from Darius Geis there. Goes for a gain of 5. And now I'll be interested to see, it's a chess match between these two users. I'll be interested to see how much he presses up and tries to take away these safe, easy routes. Corner route wide open. He ends up going to it. That is a crosser, to Komet, and gets an easy first down, gain of 27. And it's looking pretty, Carson Wentz, again, making these easy reads so far. He really has not been troubled that much in the passing game. Thank you for your comments, Alex.
I apologize. I'm dealing with some stuff with my girlfriend. I didn't hear what she said.
Oh, no, I mean, no joke. Do whatever you gotta do. It's all good. If you need to leave, feel free. And
No. I'll be okay.
Okay, Taint asking, is Hero Austin playing for CMass? I'm kind of getting those vibes, but at least CMass a little bit better offensively here as we have a handoff of Bears Geis, and that is stopped at the line. In fact, that goes for a loss of 1, 2nd and 11, and gonna be critical to get CMass in these 2nd, 3rd and long situations. And then once you do, make sure to guard those corners and those crossers. That is absolutely what CMass likes to look to in these 2nd, 3rd and long situations.
Definitely. I think Steele is playing a very nice bend, don't break defense. And if he holds him to 3, that's just a big mental win in my mind, even though the score is still close.
And that was a wee bit risky from Carson Wentz. Tried to take off and then the last second tried to throw it while on the run. May have had a bit of a hole there, but regardless, if I'm Carson Wentz, if I'm the Bears, I'm just trying to stay in that pocket. But as we have a 3rd and 15 here, here's the thing, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I've played a playoff game. I've commentated another playoff game. I watched the Red Zone stream. Sometimes my brain's just gonna go, and it is what it is. I'll try to make it as smooth for you as possible.
Shocker.
Coming from you. We have a slip screen to Darius Geis, a nice easy read there in 3rd and 15, making it more manageable. 4th and 7, and Chicago once again with these red zone opportunities. 3 points on the board.
Yeah, I kind of saw that screen pass coming here on a 3rd down. You're just not seeing the aggression from CMass thus far. I mean, I can appreciate it in the sense of getting points on the board, especially early in the game in a tight game. But where the real issue lies for CMass, in my opinion, is the explosiveness of this Panthers offense. You cannot trade touchdowns for field goals, for a quarter and a half. an entire half and expect to come back and win this game against a good user like Steele.
Yep, yeah, trying to beat touchdowns and field goals will not get it done, and we've only seen one play from the Panthers offense this entire time. It went for a 75-yard touchdown. Now for the first time, Steele potentially forced to actually put a somewhat of a drive together here. 1st and 10 at the 25 as Teddy Bridgewater calms the crowd down as we have an RPO and a stretch to Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey gets loose. A double juke, really nice to just kind of like freeze the AI there and get a gain of 22, and I will say Steele actually running for positive yards with Christian McCaffrey. Not something we saw a lot in the regular season.
Yeah, there is a high chance that's the longest run of his season, but I'm not 100% sure I'd have to look.
Definitely feels like it is. I mean, one of the most underutilized running backs in this league, but there was a really nice gain, and now Teddy Bridgewater will drop back. Has no one open, had wide open briefly. Bridgewater will take off and take a hit, and that's a little risky. You may just want to throw that out of bounds next time, but Bridgewater for gain of 2.
I think that was a smart play by Steele. He had that X maybe if his quarterback had a stronger arm, but it was a good read or a good way to recognize that Teddy Bridgewater does not have the arm for that throw.
We got damn near half the league in here. We got King, we got Dan, we got Lunica, we got Lucky, we got Morty, Jesse, Hero Austin, Steele, Tane, Ben, of course, and Wosley. A whole lot of people in here. Shout out to y'all, and if you haven't already, I mean, I'm sure all of you have, but if you haven't, subscribe to Better League Network. There will be plenty more of these playoff streams as we move forward through these 2021 playoffs. As Christian McCaffrey, with his second straight long run, that's again 9 and a first down. Again, Ben, not something we've seen a lot from Steele, is an actually very efficient rushing offense so far.
Yeah, and I like how he's kind of sprinkling it in because, he hasn't been great when he comes out with a power-looking offense, but coming out in 2-3 wide receiver sets and then running out of that, that's going to catch the Bears by surprise.
100%. As we may have B again. B was open on the corner. He did not go to it, and that is Taven Bryan, former Gator great. Ohio State fans wouldn't know anything about that. Loss of 6.
Oh, yeah, Gator great.
CMAS, the CMAS able to get him behind the line for the first time.
Yikes, great. I don't know the top line. I mean, but Curtis Samuel out there, he's looking really nice. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything.
He was on some solid Will Muschamp, like 7-5 Florida teams. Maybe great. It was a little strong. 2nd and 16. We have 9 minutes remaining. The blitz gets picked up perfectly. Dangerous read, nearly intercepted by the user, and a blown opportunity for CMAS because that could have very easily gone for 6.
Yeah, I can hear CMAS complaining after that one.
Yeah, something tells me he's not too happy right now. 3rd and 16. Is this, again, the first 3rd and long situation here for Teddy Bridgewater and company. We'll have to see what he ends up doing as he goes immediately to Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey may get something here. And now that it's 4th and 4, okay, it looks like he's going to take his 3. Probably for the best, probably a little too close to midfield to go for it.
I think I personally would have gone for it just because his defense has been showing up. Even though they've been up 6, they haven't given up a touchdown, and he missed it.
Yeah, I can say definitely I would have gone for it too there. We have a first 10 here at the 44, and Ben, I'll ask you a question real quick after this play, actually, since they're about to snap. But we have a play action here, and Cooper Kupp may be open deep. Excuse me, that's an first off, that's Allen Robinson, not Cooper Kupp. Listen, it's a little blurry also. I'm seeing some orange and blue. I can't tell who's what it is. But second off, Ben, are there any offensive adjustments you think CMAS needs to make, or do you think he has the right approach so far?
Well, I like the first down play action pass. I think, he needs to get back to feeding Geis in the passing game because that's been a recipe for disaster for defenses throughout the season. So I want to see a little bit more of that. Other than that, I think he's doing pretty well, just needs a little bit more aggression in the red zone.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. It's, again, much like the game against Cody, not to keep bringing that up, but it has been a red zone issue primarily as we've got Bob Darius Geis unable to get the first down, I believe. It's going to be 2nd and inches, 2nd and 1, excuse me. But again, nice safe read, and that's going to be the chess match here between Steele and CMAS. How much is Steele going to start pressing up here with these linebackers and with these DBs to potentially get burned over the top? Although I wouldn't be too worried about that because, again, as you said, Alex, not a ton of burners on this team other than Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, right.
As he will drop back, has Kupp open, ends up not going to it, ends up going to the dump off again, and that is another first down. Darius Geis being targeted early often, and an 80% completion rate for Carson Wentz so far.
Yeah, CMS is definitely looking good in the past.
Yeah, but kind of going back to what we were saying about the aggression, a couple plays ago, he had a wheel route that was going to be open for at least a 20-yard gain, but took the easy 5-yard completion. I mean, you can't hang on that too much when you're completing 80% of the passes, but you need touchdowns.
Carson Wentz with his first true miss there on the angle route ends up overthrowing the wide receiver there, and this will be 2nd and 10 and 24. And yeah, it's this is actually something that Dan talked about a little bit when I announced the game with him just yesterday. Is some people look deep to short in terms of their progressions, and others look short to deep. I think we're seeing CMAS with that short to deep, looking to the flats first, and on one hand, less risky, less likely to throw interceptions, but on the other hand, as you said, than maybe some of these deep opportunities, open downfield that he's missed opportunities here. Demario Davis with the tackle there on the gain of 3, and we have a 3rd and 7, and again, maybe another situation where after a good drive, they end up having to settle for 3, but we'll see what Carson Wentz company does. I almost might run it, but I guess not with those abilities, and he had the slant wide open, did not see it, and Carson Wentz goes down, and that is Dwayne Brown with his first sack, 4th and 12, another field goal here, and for as well as Carson Wentz is doing, getting to the 30 and 20, etc., not able to punch it in so far. 9-7 Chicago.
I'm just shocked. There were 3 slants in the middle of the field, and I think you could have thrown to any of them, and they would have been first down. But so be it.
Yep, everyone was open. It's just, I don't really know what CMAS was looking at there, per se.
Yeah, that's like Connor vision.
I can't really.
I really think that was a case of everything being so open that it caught him by surprise. Usually you have one route that you're looking at, and then you have a second route to go to. But when everything's wide open, sometimes you can freeze. It happens to the best of us, except for Dan.
Wow, yeah, Dan's got his own stuff to deal with. We both watched that game. 2nd and 8 here at the 27. Although I should say, real quick, because I didn't get the chance to, fillet Dan like the rest of you did. Shout out to Dan on his 6th straight Super Bowl burst. That will never be achieved again. I can say that with great assurance. 2nd and 8 here at the 27. It looks like we're setting up for a potential trap concept here, which I love in Madden 21, and it may break loose here. Christian McCaffrey, unable to do a ton there, but making a more manageable 3rd and 3 is let's see what Teddy Bridgewater does here.
Hey, that's a huge run for steal. 5 yards. I'm not used to this.
A true explosive game there for Christian McCaffrey, although also, weirdly enough, probably his worst run of the day. 3rd and 3 here as we have a not 4 receiver, but kind of like a gun deuce concept here as he will drop back. Had be open on the streak, did not see it, and that is a sack there by Barrington. 4th and 15, and Chicago gets a stop, and this defense looking pretty good early.
He was booty butt naked wide open, possibly for a touchdown. Just one man to beat.
100% this will be Demir Bird on the punt return, unable to do much with it. There were 5 Panthers waiting for him, and just as a brief aside, my vision when I'm commentating these games is so much better than when I'm playing games. If I could see receivers like I do when I'm commentating, I would be a perennial playoff user, but that's not how it works, unfortunately.
Me too.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. 1st and 10 here, a 9-7 ball game that, it feels like CMAS has been in complete control, but only up by 2 here. So we play action, a potential deep shot here as he, just the most blatant intentional grounding you'll ever see. I don't know what that was, but 2nd and 21.
Yeah, he got a ton of time in the pocket, too. He could have rolled out right and probably taken off for 7-8 yards at least. It seems like both of these users are, everybody talks about, especially Cody talks about how playoffs are about matchups, and both of these users, neither one of them have Super Bowl appearance in BL history. A little tight here to start. We'll see who opens it up first.
A deep shot by Carson Wentz and a catch by Allen Robinson, and a beautiful, it was heavily covered. Carson Wentz, was that throw out a sack? Hold on. There's no way that ball should have gotten there.
I think that was quick draw at its finest.
Absolutely, and finally, CMAS gets the benefit of the quick draw there after complaining about it all year long. That was clutch.
Yeah, for as many times as quick draw has allegedly screwed him, Darius Geis gets through. Darius Geis tackled at the 8-yard line. That's a little bit of a lack of speed there to not be able to get past the final tackler. But yeah, I mean, as I said, after a season of getting screwed over by Quick Draw, allegedly, Quick Draw helps him out with the deep catch by Allen Robinson. And now first goal to 8. Again, this is where CMAS has struggled historically, so we'll have to see what he does. I would love to see some more Darius guys here. I would love to see him pound the rock as we have a stretcher of Darius guys. Darius guys gets absolutely wrapped up, lost it 2.
Yeah, I think this is a big one. If CMAS scores here, I think he's going to have a lot of confidence going into the half, especially if he gets a stop on the next drive. But I think this is huge if he scores.
Yeah, and one thing he keeps trying to do, and we even saw it on the last big run there, getting caught by Jackson from behind, he's trying to test the speed going out wide on this defense. You just can't do that in the red zone against the defense as fast.
You really can't. We may have the crosser open. Goes to it. Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, Bears.
That was an absolutely beautiful play call. Perfect execution. You know, a designed play here to get your best receiver open. That's how you break down a defense with all this speed and athleticism like this. Excellent play call there. We'll see if he can hold up now on defense.
Definitely a great route. It's just showing you that speed is not everything. Route running this year can make a receiver very good.
Absolutely.
Don't think I ignored you, Cam. Cam gifting a sub to Chaparral. Thank you so much for that. And King saying, it doesn't matter who's on Cup, they need help in man coverage. That's facts. That's something I got chewed up by when I played CMAS. There's a reason he scored like 40 points against me is Curtis Samuel on the short out route that goes for gain of 4. And Spunky Beast, CMAS's hype man, saying, is CMAS not streaming? And yeah, I don't know. Spunky Beast, I've tried calming one of CMAS's streams before, and my computer just can't handle the crispiness. Like, I'm just a broke boy. It is what it is.
It's okay, Connor. Maybe you can not buy a $50 steak dinner, and you can invest in like some better laptop or something. I don't know.
That would have been a good idea, but here we are with this trash-ass Dell laptop. 2nd and 6 is Terry Bridgewater. Drops back, no one open. Good usering here, though. The beautiful crosser there. And an easy first down by Carolina. And we're going to get no huddle. I'm going to get to y'all's thoughts about that in a minute. But a beautiful chunk play there by Teddy Bridgewater. Stepped up in the pocket, made a nice read. And well, I might snap it now while they're... Okay, never mind. As he has a 3-man rush and truly no one open here. Teddy Bridgewater going to take off, utilize the blocking well, although gets sacked there by former Seahawk Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, got a lot of pressure there. I'm really liking this Bears pass rush. But that chunk play was fantastic. Ringer has been very good for Steele, and he even got a breakout in season 1.
Alex saying this is the only time I'll see another Bears playoff win in my lifetime. Yeah, as long as Trubisky's still there, yes. And an instantaneous pass rush and sack there. That is Barrington with his 2nd sack of the day. Now we have another 3rd and 4 ever here for Carolina. 3rd and 19, and man, hauled up the mid blitz at the perfect time.
Yeah, Steele's going to be kicking himself. That was telegraphed all the way. He had the slant wide open over the middle, right in front of his face, and missed it.
He's definitely getting greedy with that post shot. That's one of my favorite plays as well.
Imagine missing easy reads couldn't be me. 3rd and 19 here is someone got called timeout here because we're almost out of time. 15 seconds left. I don't really... Okay, interesting there. I don't really know what that was. Terry Bridgewater's going to go deep. One-on-one coverage as we have a near... Oh, my God! Oh, I thought he was going to catch off the deflection. You were about to hear my throat blow out live on stream.
Yeah, interesting cock management. But as Ben said, I'm not allowed to comment on that. So, Ben, you can take this one.
No, I actually kind of understand it from both sides because, you know, if you're the Bears, if he does get a completion, you don't want to give him time. You know, if he gets a first down somehow, you don't want to give him time to get another couple of plays in. If you're Carolina, you don't want to give the Bears the ball back here, although it may happen if they throw an incompletion here.
Yeah. I mean, I was just about to say, of course, going to let you finish, but what do you think about going for it here on 4th and 19? I mean, I guess if you're able to blow 8 seconds, not the worst thing in the world. But on the other hand, I wouldn't give Chicago the opportunity to get a Hail Mary as well.
100%. This play ultimately comes down to the offensive line. Can they hold up enough where you can get that ball off and have a chance for a Hail Mary with the clock expiring?
As he goes to the corner route, it is nearly intercepted, but probably for the best, actually. Well, definitely for the best for Chicago that it was swatted down because now they get the ball with 3 seconds left on the 49. And unless we see some magic happen, it's probably be the last play of the first half, and we'll probably see a 16-7 lead here from Chicago. Just while we're seeing this play here, which I don't expect anything much to happen, just overall thoughts on this first half. I'll start with you, Alex.
I think just that end for Steele is just kind of confusing. I mean, you don't call the timeouts because you don't want CMS to score, which I completely understand. But then you go for it on 4th and 23. I mean, I don't really get that one. And I think it just gives CMS even more momentum. But if Steele can come back and score on this drive, it is a game again.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with how Steele ended that drive, especially on that mid blitz play. You got to find a way to at least get 3 there. Steele scored a touchdown on his first play from scrimmage, but since then has been relatively shut down, seen a lot of bend but don't break from both defenses. I think the second half opens up a lot as Steele knows he has to take shots, and CMAS is getting some open wide receivers.
We have to, snap this now. He does, and he immediately goes to B. Caught making adjustments there. Curtis Samuel gets loose. Curtis Samuel catches the defense napping and ends up getting caught at the 28. Just, Chicago had to call timeout there in order to prevent that, but they didn't in time as he'll go no huddle here. Kind of interesting, and we have a handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets loose, following his blocker perfectly, and he will get a gain of 13. So a pretty immediate series of chunk plays here from Carolina, and they found themselves in the red zone under a minute into the second half.
Yeah, I'm definitely proud of Steele. I think he's stayed in it mentally. While I know the score isn't that big, that wasn't a very good end, and he's putting together a very nice drive right now.
For the first time, Christian McCaffrey gets shut down on a run. There goes for a loss of 3, 2nd and 13. And again, the Bears defense got caught napping, got caught switching their defensive alignments, and the Panthers did the right thing. Quick snap and go to the open lane. And now we have 2nd and 13. And, at the very least, if this ends in a field goal, makes it 1-possession game, but knowing Steele, I'm sure he's going to try to get 6 points on the board. We have a slip screen. Will he be able to utilize the blocking? Yes, he does. Christian McCaffrey gain 6 to make it a more manageable 3rd and 7.
I think this is one of the weakest points of his game is the red zone, because I feel like in our last stream, he was kicking a lot of field goals as well, and in one of his games with Dan, he was also kicking field goals. I think if he can work on just finishing drives and not stalling in the red zone, he could be like a true top-tier user.
Yeah, I remember that game where he beat Dan with 8 or 9 field goals. That was pretty wild. 3rd and 7 here. Drop back, has A opens and see it! Goes McCaffrey incomplete, 4th and 7. And I've said it in plenty of these streams. When your boy is seeing reads and these two are not, that's how you know that things are going wrong here. Just stunned to silence from my 2 co-hosts. Ben, what do you think about that?
My thing just cut out, and Ben is not here anymore.
Oh, Ben's okay. Cool.
But I apologize, my audio cut out.
Oh, you're fine. All right, 16-10. So, bit of a missed opportunity there for Carolina. Again, had A, didn't see it, and now they settle for a field goal. That's been pretty much the story of this game on both sides here, is settling for a whole lot of field goals in these red zone situations. Jesse saying CMAS getting hosed. Spunky B saying, I think he referring to CMAS is starting to get some Steelers luck. And my thing just cut out. There we go. Dan saying tried to man a line and they switch ends of the field. Yeah, I've never seen that happen. I don't think that was kind of weird. As Darius Geis with some nice rim there and able to fall forward. We haven't seen a super run-heavy attack from Chicago. It's been very balanced, but I will say, for having the 2nd worst rushing offense in the league in terms of yards per game, I'm generally impressed with how CMAS has done with Darius Geis.
Yeah, I think he could be a very good run user, shown by his consistent short passing, obviously with Geis' 100-something receptions. I just think he chooses not to, and he would rather just throw little dump offs to him. But I think if he wanted to run, he could be at least a middle of the pack rusher.
CMAS had all the short routes open, tried to go for the drag, and that is an overthrow by Carson Wentz, incomplete pass. Carson Wentz has generally been pretty accurate today, but there he kind of screws over CMAS because that was an easy first down and maybe more. We have a 3rd and 3 here. This will be a nice opportunity for Carolina to get an immediate stop as he goes to the corner route. Allen Robinson gets past the secondary, and a beautiful read there by Carson Wentz, who's generally having a very solid game. 1st and 10 at 40.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by CMAS's receiving core. Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp were both eating today. And it's kind of surprising considering how much faster the Panthers are. But I guess that route running is just too much for them to handle.
Yeah, I mean, I have Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams, and my guys were getting cooked up by those routes too. I think it's just, the elite route running overcomes everything else there as we have the RPO bubble screen there to Cooper Kupp, and that'll go for game 9. Now, from Chicago's perspective, as they get inside potentially the 30 here, the 20, we've seen him have to settle for 3 field goals here as opposed to touchdowns as Darius Geis gets wrapped up. What do you think the issue is here for Chicago in terms of like their continued red zone inefficiency?
I truthfully can't put my finger on it because CMAS did have that nice pass pick up. I just think maybe target his stars more in the red zone because I think he keeps trying to run tosses or like stretches, and just with the speed of his defense, it's not going to work that well.
Darius Geis just barely able to get the first down on that dive. I would tend to agree. As you said, this is one of the fastest offenses, one of the fastest defenses in this league, excuse me, both in terms of the linebackers and the secondary. So that will be an adjustment that hopefully Carson Wentz company make. This is also, it's a fast defense, but it's a defense that can get ran through potentially by a power back. And we'll see what he does as Carson Wentz. No one open to see, again, intentional grounding. Why does he do this?
Yeah, I'm not. He just runs straight back and throws it out. I'm not really sure what the plan is there.
That was something, Dan sent me a little YouTube video today, and I finally delved into the YouTube world for the first time in my Better League career. And that was something that the guy was saying is, going way back, like these 10-yard dropbacks and just continuing to fall back, it's just not effective in this Madden whatsoever. It's really tough to get passes off and do that. Drag is wide open, he goes to it. This is Komet, tries to truck a man, unable to do so, but getting a 10, nice safe read there, make it a 3rd and 13.
I think another issue with CMAS's offense is just he knows he's not very elite in the red zone, so just maybe start taking more shots because he is playing very conservative, but it's ending with a lot of long 3rd downs. Yeah. So I'd like to see him be a little more aggressive.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see, especially if, Carolina's able to score on this next drive. Is no one open. Carson Wentz. Ooh, what's that flag, I wonder? Is that going to be intentional grounding again by Carson Wentz, and that takes him out of field goal range. And Carson Wentz with a series of CMAS with a series of mental mistakes here.
Yeah, that's going to be a very long field goal if he even attempts it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he can make it, and he's not even going to. And man, Chicago costing themselves 3 points there. Carson Wentz again continuing to drop back, and lost out there as a result, although, this may be the punt of all punts there. Oh, right at the half-yard line. A beautiful punt there. That'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, I don't know if punting's a skill because it seems like there's a lot of luck involved. But that's the second time I've seen CMAS punted into like the half-yard line. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, as someone who consistently kicks it and it goes to like the 15, yeah, that's pretty impressive. First time here at the 1, we'll see how aggressive he gets. Again, only 3-man rush. Bridgewater kneeling inside. Intercepted by Murphy. Will this be a pick 6? He gets decleated immediately. But I had to say it. I'm contractually obligated. Byron Murphy with a beautiful interception. And now Chicago gets the ball back. 1st and goal at the 8.
Yeah, I just hate that play call. Why are you passing on the 1-yard line? It's going to just lead to mistakes because you got to get the ball out quick. I hate that. I don't know what Steele's doing there.
I think he was trying to maybe catch CMAS in like an engage 8 or something, like an all-out blitz, but didn't want to bite. There's guys on the counter there. Interesting play call on the 8-yard line. It goes for a gain of 1. And with the 2nd goal situation, no matter what, even with the field goal, he goes up by 2 possessions. But after getting the ball to the 8-yard line, CMAS really got to punch this in for a touchdown, in my opinion.
I agree, but I also don't think it's the absolute worst thing if he were to take a field goal here.
Sure.
While he does waste the field position, he does make it a 2-possession game, and Steele's offense has not looked amazing.
It really hasn't. 4-man rush. Again, no one open. Good usering as Carson Wentz goes down once again, continuing to drop back, and that is J.J. Watt with his first sack, and that is a very un-J.J. Watt celebration. 3rd and goal to 21. Usually he just like salutes or some shit. I don't even know. But with 3rd and goal to 21, you just running this thing, or are you trying to maybe take a shot into the end zone?
I'm definitely being aggressive and trying to take a shot to the end zone.
I respect that. Looks like we're setting up for another 3-man rush here. That is exactly what we get. Another slip screen. Not the first time we've seen that, although Darius Geis gets loose. Oh my God, as he fumbles it! And this is Brian Burns. I'm not sure if that fumble's going to stand necessarily. It looked like the ground may have caused the fumble there, the impact with the ground, but I'll be very interested to see if that was actually a fumble or if this ends up being called. Yeah, that looks like it. The ground caused that.
Yeah.
CMAS trying to challenge it. No point in challenging it, because if it's not a fumble, they're going to review it. So there's no point in doing that.
Right.
But it's not going to stop him from looking, and it's not going to stop him from raging.
He's definitely yelling, but they always do like that review once the play is called. So
yeah, I feel very confident they're going to overturn this.
Definitely. I think it's the first time I've seen even a fumble animation out of like a regular tackle that isn't on the quarterback. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to get overturned. Usually they come from hit sticks.
And here comes the booth review, and this will be overturned, I'm sure. It is indeed Chicago get the ball back. Fourth goal of the 11, Chicago saves themselves there, and that will be 3 points. And once again, they settle for 3 here in the red zone, assuming this goes through 19-10 Bears.
Yeah, like I said, I don't hate settling for 3. Obviously, touchdown would have been nice, but in a game like this where neither offense is really doing that great, I think you just have to take your points.
Yeah, it's been an interesting, we've seen a lot of like pretty defensive games. I mean, even though Austin had a very good offensive performance against me, it was still only a 27 to 14 point game, not that many points scored. Justin v. Morty was a very defensive game. This so far is a defensive game. It's been pretty interesting, and that's kind of like a blend of styles in this playoffs so far, as Christian McCaffrey on the counter gets absolutely nothing wrapped up there. Go for 2nd and 10, and now we're going to see how aggressive imagine if Tate made the playoffs. We're going to see how aggressive Steele gets here in this 2nd and 10 situation.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Steele's able to come back. Because, I've said this before, but if he scores, it's a game again. But he really needs it for his confidence, because his offense has looked horrible, besides a few big plays.
He does. 2nd and 10 here as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Feels like it's been a pretty quick game so far, but ultimately we'll see what Teddy Bridgewater and company do here. 4-man rush, no one gets through. Ends up going to the angle route. Christian McCaffrey, one of the best receiving threats in this league from the running back position. That is a 1st and 10 at 35. And decent coverage from the Bears, but ultimately, Christian McCaffrey is going to burn some guys there. 1st and 10.
I do want to say, though, that Steele has done a decent job of not turning the ball over with only 1 interception. So I guess that's a good thing to look at. But he really needs to do something.
And it was really just that, that 1 interception that caused 3. We're going to have a legal contact, I think. Actually, I don't know. That was weird. Oh, holding, excuse me.
Oh, he tackled him.
Fair enough, yeah. I'm just blind. I thought I saw CMS's user run into one of the Panthers, but yeah, a blatant holding penalty, as you said, is just wrestled to the ground there.
Is that even holding? I think that's just
it's like ejection worthy. 1st and 20 here. Minute 29 remaining in this third quarter is he will drop back and immediately go Christian McCaffrey, Byron Murphy with the wrap-up tackle there. Make it a more manageable 2nd and 12. I like the nice safe read there on the 1st and 20 situation.
Yeah, definitely. Just get a few yards back and he actually gets a decent gain of 8.
It's good stuff. And, as we, again, approach the fourth quarter here, only 10 points on the board, and 7 of them came on the very first play for the Carolina. So we'll see what kind of offensive adjustments he makes here. As he will drop back, has RB open again, although Christian McCaffrey unable to come down with it, make it 3rd and 12. And, again, pretty conservative read. We're seeing Steele go to kind of the flats and the running back a whole lot here. And doesn't feel like he's utilizing DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel quite as well as he could be here.
Yeah, I think he just needs to hit them short and see what they can do. Because when he has hit, like Samuel, for example, he got a big game, but I don't know.
Hi, Bauman. How's it going? As he goes to the corner round, a beautiful timing route to Curtis Samuel, steps out of bounds. A huge 1st down there for Carolina as they find themselves in field goal territory. And you get the feeling that was much needed for the Panthers here to avoid getting 3 and out.
Definitely. That's huge for his confidence.
Absolutely massive. As we have 28 viewers in here, man, for a wild card stream, that's really good. A shout out to all of you as Christian McCaffrey tried to cut against the green. They're unable to do a ton with it. And this Bears team in general has done a much better job of shutting down the running game here after a couple of early gashing runs. As we have a drop back here, goes to Y again. Christian McCaffrey being targeted a whole lot here. And as we approach the fourth quarter, I think I got one more in me. I've done a whole lot of commentary today, but I got one more in me, ladies and gentlemen. Put your 4s in the chat!
Jesus. I feel so bad for your throat.
My throat's taking much worse abuse, and you can take that however you want to. 3rd and 5, 10 minutes remaining.
I have first-hand experience with that.
Huh? Oh, Lord. 3rd and 5 at the 29. 19-10 Chicago in the second to last wild card game of these 2021 playoffs. It's been an amazing wild card round so far, and we may see even more upset alerts here as Teddy Bridgewater drops back. No one open. He will take off and go down. Loss of 4 there on the section. Davian Clowney once again. Feels like he's getting more sacks than he did on the entire Seahawks season. I'm a little salty about that. But 4th and 9. Carolina once again forced to take a 3 here.
Yeah, that's rough. He missed steps. I think he had him the first down, but again, like I said, for CMAS, not horrible to take 3 points, as now it's only a 1 possession game.
King, we may very well get a CMAS postgame interview. I'm sure it'll happen here regardless. He usually does that. 19-13 here. I mean, you know, it feels like CMAS has had the ball for like 3/4 of this game. Like we've seen a ton of this offense. Still only at 1 possession, but I think Chicago got to be feeling pretty good about where they're at right now, especially given, you know, Carolina still has yet to score a touchdown since the first play of the game from their perspective.
Yeah, 100%. If you're CMS, you got to be feeling good right now, especially with another stop.
1st and 10, and this will be an RPO, and Davis saw it coming, and he wraps up Cooper Kupp. Really nice user work there by Steele to limit it to a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
I do have to question, though. I think Steele's a little too attracted to the little shiny star because he paid a lot of money for an aging superstar in Demario Davis, but obviously he's playing pretty well so far.
Yeah, there may be. Oh my God! Nearly intercepted, dropped there by the linebacker. Unbelievable missed opportunity as Carson Wentz just completely missed the hitch route, and Carolina unable to take advantage. That could have swung the game so far in Steele's favor.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, you can't really complain because CMS did have that drop pick earlier, but
right,
that's rough.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Now they're even. 3rd and 7 here at the 28. This will be a huge stop for the Panthers if they can get it. And he throws it away, and oh my God, the 4th! Oh, it's a roughing the passer. Excuse me, J.J. Watt. I thought they were about to call intentional grounding again, which I would have questioned there, but J.J. Watt with a huge, just a boneheaded decision there.
I hate those. I feel like those happen so often this year, and there's nothing you can do to control it because most of the time it's a AI defender, so it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, really, really tough there, and I'm sure Steele will be level-headed about it as Darius Geis falls forward for a gain of 1, and I'm sure Steele will just, stay out of slack, not complain,
For sure.
Calm and composed. If there's one thing we know about Steele, it's that he's got the mental fortitude of a giant, and you'd love to see that from your playoff users here. 2nd and 8 as we have a play action here, and the crosser is open. He goes to Carson Wentz, misses Cooper Kupp. That could have broken big. But Carson Wentz, throwing the run there. Little inaccurate, 3rd and 8.
That's a very large break for Steele. If he can get a stop here, that's huge. But I think, honestly, if you're CMS, even if you don't get this, you just got to stay confident because he's been shutting down Steele's offense the whole game.
100%. 3rd and 8 here, 2nd straight, 3rd and long-ish situation. Again, only 3-man rush. Throws to, and the user just completely missed there. It looked like Steele saw that coming, but just with Dante Jackson just completely overshot the route, and Kmet gets the 1st down.
Yeah, I do that a lot, too. I feel for Steele. He's going to stay out of his own head, though. Keep fighting.
Alex saying CMAS getting hosed. Lucky saying gotta set your feet. Yep, I feel both of those comments. Drops back. Carson Wentz goes to the corner route wide open. Allen Robinson, an easy 1st down there. Game 22, and once again, we find ourselves in the red zone here. It feels like CMAS has gotten into the red zone pretty much every drive he's had.
Yeah, I think he's punted once, but it was on the other side of the field. It was on Steele's side, so can't complain about his offense, except he isn't able to really finish. If he would be able to finish, he'd be blowing Steele out.
You're 100% right about that. 1st and 10, 4-man rushes. He will drop back, goes to the flats, and that is a drop, although he wouldn't have been able to do much with it, even if he had gotten the catch. But regardless, it's a little. I don't know if that's the sliders. I don't know if that's just Madden 21, but a whole lot of drops in those drags and tight end routes. Yes, I know that was not a tight end, but 2nd and 10 at the 17.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Totally didn't mix him up.
No, that Demir Bird, tight end. It's very
Yeah, he does have a tight end. Anyway, yeah, just call this play.
What? Oh my actual God, you are banned from the Better League Network. 2nd and 10, 7-11 remaining here. Shot at 7-11. They've been very good to me. As Carson Wentz drops back and throws it away. That time there was a wide receiver in the vicinity, so that will not be intentional grounding. But 3rd and 10 at the 17 here. Once again, Chicago really struggling here inside the 20.
Yeah, I gotta give it up to Steele as well. Honestly, both teams have been performing very well in defense, but they both have the finishing ability of me. So,
not that I would know, not that anyone in this league would know. You just turned 18. Let's be, let's relax.
Because you and Lucky both don't know 100%.
Oh, of course. 3rd and 10 here at the 17-yard line. Carson Wentz going to take off immediately, and he dives! And somehow, I don't know what that was. But 4th and 3 here, we may see CMAS potentially go for this, which I'm not sure I agree with, but just a questionable decision there from Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm not sure he knows how to slide. If you tap the button too many times, he usually does that.
That was wild, and it looks like in this 4th and 3 situation, we're going to see him take his 3, and this is the ultimate sign of disrespect towards Steele's offense. I think CMAS knows damn well that Steele's not in a position to get a touchdown right now. That's why he's willing to settle for 3 here, make it 22-13. It is a 2-possession game once again, although still a close game, 9-point game here for Chicago. And if you're Steele, what offensive adjustments are you making here to try to put some points on the board here?
Keep it short like he's doing, because I think he's been a little more conservative, but stop targeting McCaffrey so much. I think CMAS is kind of focused on him. So I'd say use him as a distraction and try to get the ball in Samuel's hands or DJ Moore.
Bridgewater drops back. The edge blitz gets picked up perfectly, but somehow no one open, and Bridgewater able to get it off. And what is this flag?
Yeah, that's a little rough. Well, I think it's a rough in the passer too.
I call it pass interference. Did I just miss something? Because I didn't even see any contact.
I didn't see any contact either.
Huh.
Got a little hose there.
All right, EA. All right. 1st and 10 to the 42. That's a little Big Ten call right there because they're all soft up there. 1st and 10. Bridgewater will drop back. 4-man rush. Deep shot to DJ Moore. Moore comes down with it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Steele needed that. That's absolutely huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's, for as much as Teddy Bridgewater struggled today and for as generally conservative as Steele's been, that was an absolutely perfect throw and catch there by Bridgewater, and DJ Moore just completely broke the DBs there, and a huge, huge touchdown for Carolina to bring it within 2 here. And now up 22-20, Chicago, getting punched in the mouth a little bit there, a deep shot, but again, from Bridgewater to Moore, but still in the driver's seat, still plenty of time, and Chicago just got to run to a normal offense here, but a nice drive there from Carolina, 22-20.
I think even after that, I'm still confident in CMS's chances to win this game, just because Steele's shown he can get a few lucky big plays, but he has not been able to put a decent drive together, really. And even if he does, he gets stalled in the end zone. So I think it's going to be an interesting end to this game.
Lucky with the most insightful advice anyone's given all day. He said before that Steele should try to score, and then after that, he's just like, see? I feel that. Just score. Literally just score every drive and you'll win. What's the problem?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, man, is, yeah, Dan saying unbelievable throw considering Teddy's throw power. That was what I thought, too. When he threw it immediately, I was like, oh, it's not going to be able to get there, but good stuff there, and, Lunica just saying dot as we have a handoff. Darius Geis, if he misses a hole, tried to cut outside, and that's the first time we've really seen Darius Geis just miss a wide open hole, because if he just took that inside, that's probably a first down.
Yeah, you really just got to get better at taking it inside, just hitting the hole. You can't miss open holes. I'd say I'm one of the elite people at hitting holes. So yeah, I think I could show CMAS a thing or two, but you really can't miss that.
When you see another user just open up their holes for you, yeah, it's really unfortunate if you just let it go. It's Carson Wentz immediately goes down, and that's another thing that he's good at, is going down. 3rd and 17, as we are under 6 minutes remaining, as Brian Burns gets the sack of the 3-man rush, and yeah, again, listen, it's gonna even in the playoffs, the professionalism from myself and Alex, it's gonna be a little questionable on these streams, but 3rd and 17 here. This would be a huge stop here for Carolina to try to get some momentum. They maybe get the ball potentially inside midfield, depending on the kick return. But we have a 3-man rush. No need to give off anything, as we have an out route intercepted by the Carolina Panthers. Dante Jackson
Wow.
got both feet down, and what a series of plays here for Carolina. And now Carolina potentially in the driver's seat, already in field goal range here, down by 2 points.
That's a game changer. But we have seen Steele miss a field goal. So I'm still not super like on the Steele hype train. But if he can just score from 34 yards out, this would be big.
Huge stuff. Hero Austin saying CMAS offense stalling out like the Giants offense every year in the wild card. Oh no. I mean, can't argue with that. Lunica saying I hit holes all the time. Just let me know when you're in Seattle. I'd love to experience that myself.
Okay.
Beautiful stuff. What?
Wait, who said
I'm just saying I want, like, he hits holes in Madden. Like, I want to know about his X is wide open. He goes to DJ Moore. More touchdown Panthers.
Wow. I mean, wow. That's crazy how quickly the game just changed in Steelers' favor.
Yeah, I mean, just flipped on a dime. Like, it felt like Chicago was in complete control just like 2 minutes ago. And all of a sudden, 2 straight deep bombs to DJ Moore. And we have Carolina taking the lead here. And they're going to go for it just to try to make it a 6-point game. But, man, Teddy Bridgewater with some nice throws here. And he completely victimized the safety there, got the touchdown. And we'll see what he does with this 2-point conversion. But it shouldn't come out 4 wide here in a 2-point conversion situation as he drops back, goes to A immediately. And all of a sudden, he's turned into Prime Austin. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know about the 4 verts play call from the 2-yard line, but obviously it worked. So I can't really complain.
Yeah, this was like, I'm kind of blown away, honestly. I mean, yeah.
Oh, you are blown.
I was just about to say, yes, I'm very blown here, but we have, Jesus, 1st and 10. And, for as much as red zone offense has been an issue here for Chicago, 5-11 remaining, down by 6. What are you trying to, put yourself in CMAS's shoes? What are you trying to do here if you're CMAS?
God, I just keep playing your game, keep staying short, but I don't know. I think even with a field goal, you would be confident because Steele's offense still hasn't been the greatest until the last few plays. So I think you just trust your defense. You go down, just put up any kind of points, and then pray you can get some type of turnover or a big stop.
Tamir Bird gets absolutely lit up, but able to hang on to it there on the slant route, gain of 8. And this is what you want in these playoff games. This is what you want in these Better League Network streams. You want close games. And it does seem like, unless we're commentating a taint game, it does seem like most of the time, Alex and I are able to commentate these close games. A play action, flats wide open as my stream cut out, and we have a sack there by Brian Burns. And, man, these 3-4-man rushes are starting to get home for the Panthers. And Carson Wentz looks beleaguered there in the pocket as he just kept backing up. 3rd and 12 at the 23.
I can't say I've ever heard anyone say that, but sure, yeah, great. And Wentz is really showing his ability to go down. Yeah, beleaguered, what does that mean?
It means
shocked?
Yeah, kind of like shell shock. Carson Wentz continues to drop back and get sacked again by Brian Burns. And, man, this pocket presence, Dan, I know you're criticizing me for it, deservedly so, but it couldn't have been as bad as this. It just couldn't have been. I refuse to believe it.
His D-line is showing up big. They're really just eating Carson Wentz's ass. It's honestly insane.
Yeah, his ass is just getting chewed up and torn apart right now.
No, it's just
oh,
crazy.
Jesus God. As Christian McCaffrey gets loose, as he jukes and already almost in field goal range. And, man, honestly, just a field goal right now to make it a 9-point game, that would feel like maybe the death blow here for Chicago. Just a 9-point game with, it would be 2 minutes left. That feels like a bad situation for Chicago, but we'll see what he does. RPO to Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets loose and falls forward for a gain of 11 in the 1st down.
I also can't say I've ever heard of Christian McCaffrey returning punts. So that's an interesting decision, considering his injury history. But you do use Steele. Winning the game.
It's real interesting, yeah, but can't really complain. Christian McCaffrey does, have some of the best change of direction in the league and all that, so maybe he just wants to get a little sticky. And CMAS pressing up, daring Steele to get aggressive here, but we'll see what he does.
Dangerous.
Yeah, a little dangerous. He will end up handing it off to Christian McCaffrey as he runs right into the O-line, but McCaffrey able to shut a tackle. Fall forward for a gain of 4, and when do you start calling your timeouts here for Chicago?
God, what is the second? I think I would call him now. Try to use that 2-minute warning. Because, he's going to score.
Yeah.
Unless Bellingham misses field goal, he's going to at least score 3 points. So I think you got to start calling him now.
Agreed 100%. Interesting there to go to the bubble screen, excuse me. I was about to say slip screen, but that's just not what that was. Oh, God, I'm falling apart. Looks like we're going to take it to the 2-minute warning here. Carolina up at 28-22 with ball. And, yeah, I mean, you run it once more. You take a field goal, go up by 9. That kind of feels like game to me, especially with how impossible onside kicks are. But, we'll see if Steele does something stupid here.
CMS has not shown big playability, so I think if you kick the field goal and you leave him with under 2 minutes with 2 timeouts, it's game over. There's no way he comes back.
Yeah, I genuinely think that as well. As we're going to have Christian McCaffrey taken. He gets the first down, and that may be game right there, man. Really, I won't speak too quickly. Only just now putting ball carrier on conservative. That was risky with that in mind. But, man, huge first down. And, would you say CMAS blew this, or would you say that Steele just, clutched up when he had to? I think it's a combination of both, personally.
Yeah, definitely a mixture of both, but also CMS did throw a double-covered out route to give Steele a touchdown, where he also just pressed DJ Moore with no help over the top.
He threw a double-covered out route. He tested DJ Moore, as he said. Twice in a row, he just dropped way back with Carson Wentz to give himself, no opportunity to get the ball off. Just I don't know, CMAS in the fourth quarter, just a series of questionable decisions.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a combination, but if you had to pick one, I'd say CMAS blew it more than Steele came back.
100%. We had a Wildcat counter there as Chicago take their last time out. Just keep this in the middle of the field and let the clock run down and take your 3, and that's ball game right there. But, we could see Steele choke. We could see him miss this field goal. This game isn't over yet, but we could see him, throw the ball here.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to hear that complaining if Steele missed the field goal.
Oh, my God. I would actually, die laughing.
My meter's crazy. You can't time me.
The lag. 3rd and 12 here. Oh, please run this ball. Oh, God. I don't like this. No, Steele.
Stop.
Actually, yes. Yes, I need to see the chaos. Okay, he ends up running it. Christian McCaffrey will take it for a gain of 1 and set up field goal here. And if this goes through, it's ball game. If not, first off, Steele's a damn choker, and second off, we may still have a ball game here, but we'll see what happens here on this field goal.
Yeah, if only Steele just made that one field goal earlier, then I think it would already be ball game. But whatever.
Hero Austin saying that front 7 and speed is better for Steele, though, 100%. Lucky calling you out, saying it wasn't a double covered out route, it was a single covered with a great user lurk.
Okay, but that's 2 people covering him, right, Lucky? You can clip it and count 1, 2. You know what double means? 2. 2 people covering. Double covered. Fuck you.
Some hostility coming from young Alex. I'll ask you, since this game's over, I'll ask you, how you feeling about the Alex Bowl tomorrow? What's your confidence level heading into that game?
The last time we played, I know it was on different sliders, so I'll take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like I contained his speed really well. Because I have 2 95, 96 speed corners myself. So I'm not really worried about that, but I'm just worried about stopping the run and the pass, because if I commit to the run, then I'm 100% going to get beat over the top. I think if I can just keep slow down and think about the game, not let any deep balls get past my secondary, then I will win it. But it's definitely going to be a close one, and I am not going into this thinking, wow, it's going to be a blowout. Like Justin. Because, I would just say that a Super Bowl winner is the underdog.
Yeah, and 4-time Super Bowl winner, maybe the greatest user in Better League history. Clear on heading into the game against Justin. Yeah. Trash ass.
Right.
God's sake, man. Lucky just spewing some epithets here in the chat. You really hate to see that. 2nd and 10. Carson Wentz going to drop back. That may be an interception right there. Yes, it is, and that is ball game. Congratulations to Steele. Alex, I'll ask you real quick. Obviously, you're in the AFC, so it's very unlikely that you'll see Steele at any point here. But just overall thoughts on Steele. Overall thoughts, just had a pretty ugly 3 quarters, but got it done in the 4th. Shout out to Tim Tebow. Just talk to me about Steele's performance. What are you thinking?
I don't see him as a Super Bowl contender right now, because I think his team is helping him a lot right now, and I just don't think it's going to be able to bail him out for how many games has he won? 4 games in the playoffs. I don't think his team will do this for him, his pass rush. I think he needs to work on his running and obviously his just offense as a whole, because it just did not look good today.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. Bears choke in the playoffs, and we will see Steel advance here. And let me think real quick. Okay, so Hero Austin lost. The 2, 3, and 4 seeds all just lost, so that's kind of crazy. So we're gonna see Wozy versus Ben, and we're gonna see Steel versus King. So one of Steel or King is gonna be in the NFC Championship game, so that'll be interesting. I mean, do you think that Ben at this point is like the clear favorite in the NFC, or do you see one of those 3 users maybe giving him a scare?
He plays Wozy. God, I don't know, because Wozy's interesting. Like, I personally blew him out, but I've also seen him beat Dan. He just beat Hero Austin. It just feels like he plays up to his competition.
Yeah.
And I could definitely see him upsetting him, while Ben is obviously still the clear favorite. But I think Wozy has a chance to make some noise in the playoffs.
Wozy is a user that thrives on confidence. Like, if he's feeling good about himself and his scheme, etc., as Carson Wentz, Wentz is just like walking into the stanchion there, just like doesn't know where the hell he is. But
he's sad.
Yeah, he's big sad. But Wozy's a user that thrives on confidence. I think he'll be feeling pretty good heading into that game against Ben, as long as he doesn't like let Ben jump off to an early lead. I could see that being another potential upset, honestly. Although, I mean, I would expect Ben to win that game, but I would not like doubt Wozy whatsoever. And then as far as the Steel King game goes, I really have no idea. Like, none whatsoever. As we close... First off, CMAS, are you here? He's probably too upset.
I'm here.
Do you see what he's doing on his
CMAS, okay. So, tough game. How we feeling? How we feeling?
Very disappointed in the fact that I was listening to your stream and I kept hearing you bring up, did CMAS blow this or did Steel win this? And I feel like it was neither. I don't know what was going on with the AI of my defense, but I kept trying to. No. Hold on. I kept trying to audible from either to man or switch from cover to zone. And for some reason, when I do an audible, my 2 opposite end corners would flip sides. And so all of a sudden, I had 2 corners in the middle of the field with the wide receivers on the onside wide open. And it happened twice. Curtis Samuel touchdown, DJ Moore touchdown. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Like, why does this keep happening? I don't know what was going on in my AI defense. I don't know what was going on with Brian Burns. That guy just couldn't get blocked. I don't know what happened on that pass interference on BJ Bello. I was really confused on that one. Or it looked like it was just an incomplete pass. I thought, if anything, I'm like, this has got to be a roughing the passer, if anything, which I thought was questionable. And then it was pass interference, and I was really confused. 4 drop picks in the first half. Yes, I counted each one. Overthrows by Wentz. I just felt like I had the game. I feel like in every facet, I did everything right. And I feel like I won the game. And all of a sudden, like 3-4 plays where I try to audible the defense, bam, corners are flipping. Steele sees it right away, hike, touchdown. And that's 14 points. That's the game. And 4 drop picks. That's ridiculous. He had 1 drop pick for sure, which, again, Geis was just sitting there right in front of Wentz, and Wentz throws it 6 yards to the right-hand side to Shaq Thompson's chest. Not sure how that happens with no pressure. But I just didn't understand it. I had a great game plan. I played fairly conservative offense because I knew turning the ball over was the problem for me. So I was going to play as conservative as possible, get to the red zone. And if I kick field goals, I kick field goals. I got in the end zone a few times, but man, I don't understand. Like, I feel like I did everything right to win. And I don't want to say I got cheated or anything. I definitely see a lot of people in the chat saying I was getting hosed, and it certainly felt that way at certain points. But I felt like I did everything to win, the chance to win. And then that fourth quarter, when things just kept, all of a sudden Brian Burns was unblockable. All of a sudden Carson Wentz couldn't complete a pass. All of a sudden the corners couldn't figure out which side of the field they wanted to be on. I was just like, all right, well, it isn't meant to be. It isn't meant to be.
I just want to let you know that Steele is currently going through the highlights and showing us every single play that he got screwed over on.
Oh yeah, I know he is. And there was a couple. There was a Cooper Kupp catch in the first quarter that shouldn't have happened.
And Allen Robinson.
The Allen Robinson one, like that, and I heard you talk about quick draw, and it made me laugh how it somehow got out there to him. I user caught that. Like I user caught it, moved in front of him and caught it. So I don't think that was, it was probably 50-50. But you could say Seal will say he got screwed. But if he's probably just going to look over all the drop interceptions by the Bears. He'll probably look over the fact that Dante Jackson's foot was way out of bounds on interception. I shouldn't have thrown in the first place, but I don't know.
It's okay. You had a bounce back season after missing the playoffs because you lost to one of the shittiest users in the league, Mike, and you made it to the playoffs. I think next year you're going to do great things. You got this, buddy.
Man, I'm really proud of you, man. I feel like one day you'll be able to provide anything to society whatsoever.
I mean, I have a job. I don't stay home like a certain other user.
Yeah, we won't bring that user up. Anyways, we can move forward with any sort of questions you have.
I mean, I have one.
Go ahead. If it's too toxic, I'll veto it, but go ahead.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the Dante Jackson pick, and it's clearly out of bounds. Anyways, doesn't matter.
So, why did you lose? Why didn't you just win?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of explained that in my soliloquy at the beginning.
Yeah, I just wanted you to explain it again.
No, I think you got it. I think you got it. When he scores 21 points in the fourth quarter.
Steele's showing the interception right now. Let me see this. Sorry. I'll interrupt you real quick. Okay, get
let me
down. And yeah, no, that's not an interception.
You talk about Dante Jackson, right? I mean, that's clearly wasn't. But I never should have thrown in the first place. I thought for sure that he was going to use her and because I know that he wanted to cover Cup the whole game. I know he did. And he wanted to use her Dante Jackson on Cup. And so I saw him sneak over to Robinson. I'm like, there's no way. He's trying to bait me. He's trying to bait me because he's got all kinds of COD, all kinds of speed. And he never went back. And so I was just like, worst case scenario, it'll just be out of bounds and we'll move forward. And it certainly was.
The one question I'll ask you, and it's actually like King just brought it up, and I'm going to like rephrase it slightly, but it was going to be the question I was going to ask you. You obviously came out, especially in the first half, with like a very, very conservative game plan. A lot of throws to Darius Guy, a lot of drags, hitting the flats a lot. Was that like a specific strategy against Steele, or like what was your thought process there? Because I mean, I liked it in the first half. I thought it generally gave you results, but like I haven't necessarily seen you play like that a ton. So like, what was the decision making there?
That wasn't necessarily for Steele. That was just for me in the playoffs because I know that throughout the second half of the regular season, I was looking, as Dan would say, I was looking deep to short. And a lot of times that would usually get me in trouble. And so if the short is there, I'm just going to take it. And I expected Steele to play deeper because that's mostly what I've been throwing it deep. So it was there pretty much all game long. So that's why I did it.
Well, CMAS, we both get first rounded, unfortunately, but our losses are the league's gain because now we're both available to commentate. So that's, I guess not the worst thing in the world from the league's perspective. But I think the final question I'll ask you before we wrap this thing up.
Wait, I have one after you.
Wow, okay, go ahead.
A real one, I'm sorry. No, you go first.
Yeah, as many as you want, I don't care.
Okay, I was just going to ask, will Carson Wentz be the starter for the Bears in 2022?
I can't imagine he wouldn't unless I get some sort of like mind-boggling offer. And I do want to bring something up that I kept hearing you guys on the stream complain about, or not complain, but bring up, was the intentional grounding. Mm-hmm. And that was on purpose. So Wentz all season long, and I forget who I was talking to earlier. It feels like when he gets sacked, it's 1 out of 3 times he's fumbling. And so for me, I was just like, you know what? It's going to be a sack. I'm just going to throw it away. And then it'll either be intentional grounding or it won't be. And if it is intentional grounding, so what? It'd be just as bad as a sack, but I don't want to fumble. I didn't want to turn the ball over at all. And I didn't up until the very end.
That's true. I don't hate that.
Go ahead, Alex.
Anyways, what's your question, Alex?
Okay. 2 of them. The first one's a little quicker. Because Connor made me think of this. Is Geis the man at running back still?
Yeah, I mean, Geis is the guy. I don't see a problem. The only issue that I have with, not really an issue, but with Geis just doesn't have the breakaway speed. So when somebody who struggles in the red zone like myself, when he has those big holes, there was 2 of them that he was just big runs. There was nobody in front of him. Now, to be fair, one person was Dante Jackson who brought him down. So, I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the league that's going to run away from him. But it just doesn't have the breakaway speed. But he led the league in broken tackles. So I can't. And I think he led the league in at least for running backs, he had to lead the league in receptions. I think like
I'm pretty
100
sure
something.
it was everyone in receptions.
Yeah, I think him
Pass the
and
ball.
Cup had the same amount, so, which kind of surprised me. But yeah,
Why
I mean,
CMAS lying? Why
what's
CMAS
the next
slandering
question?
my name?
I didn't say anything bad about you.
We came into Chicago. We won the game. That's all that matters. Let's go.
Steele, that pick was so out of bounds. You're so
CMAS trying to tell me that he moved guys on touchdowns. That's why I scored them.
Yeah.
Please. Go watch the highlights. I played
these
them all.
these guys
Go
were
watch
watching.
the highlights.
These guys were watching. Anyways, what's your last
Randomly.
question? And then you can move to Steele's.
Oh fuck! I just hear Steele bitching. I don't even remember what the question was. Oh,
okay.
Actually, I remember now. What was your game plan on defense? Because I think you did a fantastic job of shutting them down. Besides the few touchdowns where your corners were acting like Connor.
Yeah.
Okay, phrasing, but go ahead.
Hey, can you let the man speak? Let the man
Yeah.
speak.
Feel free.
So the game plan was, I know that for Steele, it's gonna be 1-2 for reads quickly. It's first read, second read, not there. I'm going to Christian McCaffrey. And so for me, it was a lot of, I just want to make sure that McCaffrey doesn't beat me underneath, because I feel like that's what he's gonna expect to always be there. And so if I cut that off, I should get a lot of sacks, which I did. And I felt like we played good enough coverage where, there's a lot of opportunities we had for interceptions that just didn't end up going our way. The Eddie Jackson one really almost put me on a rage, where it looked like Robbie Anderson was about to catch it and score a touchdown. I almost lost it.
Yeah.
But there was a few that fell. But I feel like defensively we played great, other than the fact that and as I've mentioned before, for whatever reason, the corners couldn't decide what side of the field they wanted to be on. And those big plays. So those big plays killed us. Other than that, we played really, really well in defense.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that was your, the godfather of the Better League Network and the Chicago Bears user CMAS. He will sit the rest of these playoffs at home, but gonna announce, I'm sure, a lot more of these games as well as me. We both got first rounded, so it's just gonna be a whole lot of tears on these broadcasts. Steele, obviously the 2 men of the day for you. Brian Burns on defense and DJ Moore on offense. Both of them just had explosive games on their respective side of the ball. Offense was a pretty huge struggle for you in the first quarters, or first 3 quarters, excuse me. Other than that one corner route to Moore, like in the very beginning.
Are you talking to Steele right now?
Yeah.
He's not here.
Well, goddamn, Steele!
Go at him. Get him in here.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought he'd be in here to talk, not just kind of come in and.
Nah, I don't even want to talk to Steele anymore. CMAS, do you have any more thoughts before we close the
Oh, I got questions in the chat, apparently. Hold on, let me go back. Let's do the show. LOL, still showing these clips as CMAS talks. King, CMAS, what made you run the ball more than usual? I just didn't want to turn the ball over. And I felt like he would be in dime and nickel more, because he knows I've broke the passing yardage. So I figured I could get some more open lanes running the ball. Now, unfortunately, there was a guy named Derek Brown on his defense that made it pretty hard for me a lot of times. Do I regret being so conservative? No. I absolutely think that conservative was what kept me in the game. If I had been more aggressive, I feel like I would have turned the ball over more, especially with so much speed in his defensive backfield. And you saw, like, towards the end of the game when I needed to try to throw deeper, that's when Brian Bird started to come out. And I just can't block that speed and throw on that speed too often. They're playing man-to-man coverage. I felt really confident, but he didn't go to man-to-man coverage towards the end. So.
Justin asking, I missed the game. What happened? Young Alex made 100 dumbass comments, but what else is new? CMAS.
Back.
Okay, thank you, Steele. So the 2 men of the day for you, Brian Burns and DJ Moore, of course, on their respective sides of the ball. They both just had massive days for you. Obviously, offense was a bit of a struggle for you in the first 3 quarters. You really, other than that corner route to DJ Moore at the very start of the game, you had quite a bit of trouble moving the ball. What were the adjustments you made? And I'm sure part of it is CMAS's lapses on defense, like with his corners and all that. But what were the adjustments you tried to make on defense heading into the 4th quarter to secure this win?
On offense, you mean?
I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Listen,
Yeah.
On offense.
No, you're good. You said all. I just want to make sure. Just kind of running the ball. I wanted to get the ball going, and then I did get away from like those deep passes earlier, where he was shading outside. I kind of noticed, and I didn't want to throw another pick with Teddy's, inaccuracy that gave him his only pick of the game down by my goal line. But just kind of running the ball and not being afraid to air it out. And I don't want to have CMAS slander this anymore. He moved his guys one time that I took advantage of it. The other touchdowns was DJ Moore just going right down the middle on cover 2 and a double me being activated and just beating his cornerback off the line and just being open for a touchdown.
Steele, can you please stop showing us fucking highlights and just go to the other screen?
What screen do you want to see?
Anything else besides this?
Is it really that big of an issue for you, Alex? Like, are you
horrible.
mad about it? Like,
I've never seen someone sit at the screen for so goddamn long.
I was showing you guys.
Jesus,
highlights.
take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah. You want to see this? You want
God,
to see all my XP?
Yeah, I want to see who you're scouting too.
On that play that he's talking about, I was in a cover 2 man. I tried to switch to a cover 2 zone, and I was in a double A gap, and so for some reason I tried to switch it to a cover 2 zone, and the safety on the left hand side with DJ Moore's side came down to the line of scrimmage. I tried to audible. I wanted to get my linebacker into deep blue, which DJ Moore blew earlier in the game. That was a good throw. I'm not sure how Teddy had the arm to do that, but he did it. And then I tried to move the safety back, and by that time it was too late. So I'm not really sure why the safety came up. The two plays I'm thinking of, that was one of them, and then the other one was Curtis Samuel. He didn't score, but that was
that
like
40-yard pass. That's
but that was huge because it was a third down. Anyways, you can finish your thing.
this will be my last question for you, Steele, and then Alex, if you want to ask any, you can. You are heading into a divisional round matchup against King. King, of course, just
Connor, he left.
Oh my God!
What the fuck? Oh, he's back. Okay.
There you go.
Steele, do you want to answer my question or like what's going on? Oh my! I'm about to go. Let's get Steele. Hi, are you there?
Sorry, my phone just broke up. What happened?
I'm sure it did. My question for you was: you're about to play a divisional round matchup against King. King, of course, just pulled off. I mean, the upset of the Madden 21 cycle so far by beating Dan, who had made 6 straight Super Bowls before that. He's got to be. I mean, that's the biggest win of his Better League career, probably. So he's coming off that high. What's your general game? I mean, I was about to ask you what your game plan is going to be. That was a stupid question, but just what's your outlook here heading into the game against King? Like, how much confidence are you feeling right now?
I mean, he's a great user. He came in, switched up his whole offense this year, and it worked for him. I mean, I know what Levi Cason is his quarterback. I know that he had like a record-breaking year. You know, Marquise Hollywood Brown and George Kittle. So I mean, it's just going to be a trouble trying to just stop that offense. It's going to be, you know, skill versus skill. Number one passing offense. Well, one of them. And against the number one pass defense.
Yeah, good stuff. That's going to be really a good matchup for everyone to watch. Passing O versus the passing D. Alex, do you have any questions for Steele before we wrap this up?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you for being creative here. All right, well, that was the Bears versus the Panthers. Crazy night in the Better League, man. I mean, the 2, 3, and 4 seeds in the NFC all go down. It's going to be Ben versus a bunch of wild card users, but you never know. You know, crazy things have happened already in the playoffs, and the NFC is looking wide open right now. Thank you so much, young Alex, for commentating, if that's what you want to call it. Along with young Alex, CMAS, and Steele, I am your play-by-play man, Connor Rice, and I'll probably see you tomorrow.